Hello, hello, friends. Happy Monday. We have another Scrabble tile today. This is Scrabble C by Palfly Kampling. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 6 exactly once in every row, column, and 2x3 box. So we're using the numbers 1 through 6, and we'll have to figure out where those go. We have a given 3 today to help us out. So once each in every box, once each in every row, once each in every column, we're going to have to place those numbers. We have duality. The line in the grid is both a between line and an entropic line. Ooh. Between lines, there are circles in the grid connected by lines. The digits on the lines, so the digits, must be strictly in between the digits filled in the circles, excluding the digits in the circles. Okay, so if this was like a 2 and a 5 here, then all of these digits would have to be 3 and 4. Right? You wouldn't be able to use 1 and 6. Those are outside these between numbers. If I should, in my example, this is a 2 and a 5. So these would have to all be 3 and 4. You can't use 2 and 5 again. You can't use a 1 and 6 because those would be outside the between numbers. Cool. That's how that would work. Entropic lines. Each lines in the grid are entropic lines. Any 3 adjacent digits along an entropic line are from one each of low, medium, and high digits. Digits may repeat on these lines if allowed by other rules. So because this is a low number in my example, a 1 or a 2, this would have to be a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6. We would have to have a pattern of, it doesn't have to go, I don't know how to explain this. It doesn't have to go low, medium, high. It could go low, high, medium, or high, medium, low, medium, high, low, however you want, but the pattern has to repeat ABC, ABC, ABC. We also have crocky dots. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given. So these two numbers are consecutive. Sounds good to me. As always, there's a link to this puzzle in the description if you'd like to solve as well as a link to a Google form if you'd like to submit a puzzle. That'd be really cool. And there's also a link to a playlist with the other Scrabble puzzles I've done so far. All right. How do we want to get started? We have a given 3. So I know that I'll have to have a 3 over here, and that 3 in these boxes will have to go here. I want to look at this. If I know, okay, yeah. The entropic line means that I'm going to have a low digit, a medium digit, and a high digit at some point in this line. I don't know if it's low, medium, high, or medium, high, low, medium, low, high. I don't know what the pattern is, but at some point I'm going to have a low digit, a medium digit, and a high digit. At least once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times, actually. So I believe this has to be a 1 and a 6 just because of that. I have to have a low digit at some point in here. There's no way I could ever use a 1 on this part of the between line, so the low digit would have to be a 2, meaning one of these would have to be a 1. And the same thing with the high digits. I'm going to have a high digit at some point. There's no way I could ever have a 6 on this part of the line because the high end of these circles would have to be 7 or higher, which we can't do in this puzzle. So the high digit here will have to be a 5, meaning this will have to be a 6. So all the digits here are going to be 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I want to shade for the pattern. I don't know what the pattern is, but we have green, pink, orange, green, pink, orange, green, pink, orange. So if this is low, this will also be low, and this will also be low. Or if it's medium, these will all be medium. If this is high, these will all be high. So I know that green and orange, one is low and one is high, so pink is going to be medium. Also, 2 different pinks on the line see each other, so I have to have 2 different pink numbers on the line, meaning it has to be 3, 4. That's neat. That's neat. These are going to be a 2 or a 5, and these are also going to be a 2 or a 5. I don't know if they're low or high. If they're low, it'll be a 2. If they're high, it'll be a 5. So this will either be a 5, 6, or a 2, 1. This will be a 5, 6, or a 2, 1. But these are the same, and these are the same. So I could also do something with that. Let's start, though, with this is a 3, so this has to be a 4, not green. This has to be 4, and this has to be 3. It doesn't see this. And this also doesn't tell me this pattern yet. But it means I need a 3 down here. I'll need a 3 up here. These are 2 consecutive numbers. I could also look at, well, I know that this column doesn't have any more 3s or 4s. It's going to be 1, 2, 5, 6. I could try to shade the rest of the puzzle with green and pink and orange. Let's look at the fact that these two are the same. It's going to go here. Okay. What about that these two are the same? This cell will go here. Where does this orange go in here? It's going to have to go here. Where does this orange go here? This orange will have to go here. Ooh. If this is 2 and 1 and I put a 2 here, I wouldn't be able to go 2, 1 because this is a 1, so I'd have to go 2, 3. If this is 5, 6, I wouldn't be able, and this 5 goes here. I wouldn't be able to do 5, 6, so I'd have to do 5, 4. So this is either 5, 4 or 2, 3. Either way, the 3, 4 can't go here. So this is a 2, 5, and it's the same as this 2, 5. That's interesting. And then this is either a 3 or a 4. Which is pink. I'll go ahead and shade that. Where does the other pink go in this box? It can't go in this column. It's not this. It's not going to go here. So this is the other pink 3, 4. Ah, and there you go. This is a 3, so this is a 4, so this is a 3, meaning this needs to be a 2. So this will be a 1, this will be a 2, this will be a 2, this will be a 5, this will be a 6. This will be a 4, missed that. This is a 5, this is a 5. Very nice. I have the pattern. So we have high, medium, low, high, medium, low, high, medium, low. And then 1 and 6, 3, 2, 5, 4, 2, 5, 4 are all between 1 and 6, so that works. 2 and 3 are consecutive. I think we just need to do Sudoku and fill these digits in. Very nice. This needs to be a 5, 6. I need to have a 1 over here. I need to have a 5 in here also. Let's see, I have a 4 up here. I need to have a 3 down here. Don't have that yet. I have 3, 3, 3. 4 needs to go here. There you go. 3 and 4 are going to go down here then. This will be a 1 and a 6, which I don't know about yet. This will be a 2 and a 1. I need to have a 2 down here and it can't go here. So this is a 2, this is a 1. This is a 5. So this is a 6 and this is a 5. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will be a 1. So this will be a 2, 5. This is a 5, so this is a 2 and this is a 5. I need to have a 3 and a 6 over here. I don't know which one's which yet. This is a 1, 2, 4. 2 and 4 can't go here, so this is a 1, meaning this is a 6, so this is a 1. This is a 3, so this is a 6. This becomes a 2 and a 4. This is a 2, so let's put 2 here, and this is a 4. So this is a 3, and this is a 4. This is a 3 and a 6, so let's make this a 3, and this a 6. And this is a 1 and a 5, so let's make this a 5, and this a 1. I need to clean up the shading. I didn't end up using shading for the rest of the puzzle, so let's just keep it on the line. And this is a 1. Very nice! You solved the puzzle. The solution is correct. Very cool. I watched the SudokuCon stream on Saturday. That was Palfly, Kampling, and Tallcat. And Palfly was talking about briefly talking about setting these puzzles and how in order for it to look like a Scrabble tile, you have to have a given digit in the bottom in order for it to look like a Scrabble tile. So this is a good starting point, and I remembered that. So I had a little hint watching the anatomy of a puzzle gave me a hint on this, but I actually think it distracted me a bit. Because I was looking at this 3 and I wasn't getting anything from it until I got that this needed to be a 3, 4 and this needed to be a 3, 4, right? This is really cool. The duality of combining the between lines with the entropic lines. How I wonder also if I should have or could have rather looked at how many different digits I needed to have here. But I think what I did was enough. I mean, it got me the answer that this needed to be a 1 and a 6 because I did need to have a low digit and a high digit at some point. So this is stuck being a 1, 6. And then it's neat that because of the pattern of the line, these see each other. So this tells you that this has to be the 3, 4 because you need 2 different options. That was really cool. Very nice puzzle, Palfly. Let me know how you all did in the comments.